Hello, my name is David Nguyen, and I'm a technical marketing engineer with Cisco Server UCS system. This video is part of a series that's intended to show some of the unique advantages made possible by Cisco Server offering called the Unified Computing System, or UCS for short. This video will show you, the viewer, how to deploy Cisco UCS in IPv6-only data center. Customers are now looking to roll out IPv6 in their data centers. UCS introduced this capability starting in 2.2.1 release. So now users can configure the Fabric Interconnect and UCSM with IPv6 address, along with the server SIMC. So now users can log into UCS and do their traditional service profiles, their templates, their policies, all through IPv6. Their SIMC can now also be managed and communicated through IPv6 as well. So when you access UCSM with IPv4, there are certain services that you're usually accustomed to. Those services that you use will also be available with IPv6. So you don't lose any functionalities in terms when you enable IPv6. So if you access UCSM through the GUI, you can do it through HTTP, HTTPS. That can be done with IPv6 address. If you do authentication to a TACACS or Radius service, and those TACACS and Radius servers have IPv6 address, you can also enable IPv6 on UCS side. Firmware upgrades where you pull the images from an FTP server or an HTTP, that can be done as well with IPv6 address. So the point is that with IPv6 address or services enablement on UCSM, this also becomes available as well. So there is no feature parity or feature disparity between V4 and V6. Everything is what you're accustomed to with V4 is now available with V6. On the server side, if you use KVM, IPMI, SOL, these services will also be available through IPv6. So enabling IPv6 is pretty straightforward. There is no license requirement to do IPv6. So on the Fabric Interconnect, you really need 3 addresses for the IPv6. Okay, so one is for each, there's 2, one for each Fabric Interconnect interfaces, and the third one is required for the virtual interface or the VIP. When you configure IPv6, you have to use global unicast address only, and it has to be static. IPv6 on the Fabric Interconnect is supported for both generation 1 and 2, 16.1s and 6200s. And as the server side, you need M3 or M3 servers or newer, as well as VIC 1200s or newer. Accessing the IPv6 on the server side will require you to do it through the InDen Management. For the viewers who are not familiar with the term InDen Management, it basically means that you can access your SIMC address through a different path. Prior to 2.2.1, accessing SIMC was always done through the out-of-band, through your management interface on your Fabric Interconnect. Now we give you the capability to access SIMC through the same uplink as your data ports. So in this diagram here I have to show you what it looks like. So prior to the 2.2.1 software release, you notice that we have an out-of-band that's depicted by the yellow line, and you access SIMC via the purple line through the out-of-band interface. Now with in-band, you can go through the same uplink as your data traffic. So it's essentially you're separating your data and your UCS management traffic to 2 different links. So in summary, now with UCS, it's quite possible to manage your physical infrastructure as well as your server with IPv6 address. Next, we'll go over a quick demo on how to enable IPv6 both on your Fabric Interconnect as well as your servers. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do our demo. Let's go to the admin tab, and first we're going to configure is the IPv6 for the Fabric Interconnect and the virtual IP address. So if you notice, there's a new field for IPv6 for the virtual IP, and let's go ahead and configure the IP address for there. Then on the interconnects, on the physical interfaces, you notice there's another tab for IPv6 now. So I'll go ahead and click IPv6, and we're going to configure the IP address for IPv6 here. You define the prefix and the gateway. And here we do .1 for the gateway. Then for the other fabric, let's go ahead and configure the IP address there. So let's go ahead and put 2100, 10, and the gateway obviously is 2100 :1. Go ahead and click apply, and this is going to get applied immediately. So now when we go ahead and just check, you notice our v6 address is 2100:8. The two IPv6 address are on the physical address. Now let's go ahead and open up a browser and connect to UCSM via IPv6. So let's go ahead 2100:8, hit enter, and get our Java started. Okay. Alright. So if you noticed, the address is to 2100:8. So here we are. There we are logged in as 2100:8. So now you can manage your UCSM through the IPv6 address. Next, let's talk about the SIMC IPv6. So we're going to configure SIMC IPv6. So the first thing that we need to do is actually configure an IPv6 pool, just like what you do for IPv4. You need to create one for IPv6. So we'll go under LAN, Pools, and we'll create a pool for IPv6. And here I already create one for InDen, which is 2000:10 to 2000:F. A pool can also have a dual stack where you can have both v4 and v6, but here we just do it specifically for v6. Alright, now let's go ahead and configure v6 for the InDen. And if you notice, you can do on two different locations. One at the physical slot level or at the blade level, which we're doing here. We go to equipment, expand out to servers, then go to inventory, then SIMC. And you notice that InDen doesn't have v6, but if we click on InDen, there will be a tab for InDen for v4 and v6. And to click that, we just click Change Management Interface. Now we need to click the VLAN that you want to put the SIMC in for InDen. So we do v6 for VLAN 16. And then from here you can define either statically or through the pool. So I just do it through the pool that we just created. So here we did for InDen for IPv6. You also can do InDen for IPv4 as well, and you also configure for IPv4, so those dual stack is supported. But in here we just do for v6 only. The other location where you can do v6 is at the service profile level. Okay, so you go to servers, to the service profile, go down all the way down to general, then you go down to the change management interface. It pretty much follows the same configuration steps as you did for the equipment level. The difference between here is now when you do v6 at the service profile, the v6 is owned by the service profile. So if you ever migrate to a different physical server, the same IP address will go with the service profile. Whereas the v6 address under the equipment tab under the physical slot is binded to the actual servers themselves. So if you unbind the service profile, the v6 address does not live with it. So here, once we did that, let's go ahead and start it. If you notice, I click KVM and it gives the option whether you want to do v6 or v4. Right, since it only has v6, and here, since we opened KVM, you notice that I'm connecting through v6. Okay, so and also just to point out, you also can do your SIMC or your SLL or IPMI. So if you click the double arrows, it gives you those options. So just to summarize one more time, with this v6 feature coming into UCS, not only you can manage UCSM, but you can also manage the servers. So server SIMC is v6 capable, so you can do KVM, you can do IPMI, SLL, all through v6 only. So by doing v6 only, you can eliminate the extra overhead that comes with configuration, troubleshooting. You also can take advantage of the additional enhancement or efficiency that comes within the v6 protocol itself. This ends the UCS Advantage video, where we show you how unique capabilities in the Cisco UCS can lead to simplified deployment models with much faster service turnaround to meet the increasing demands of the business. Please go to www.cisco.com/go/UCS for printed collateral, including a brochure that highlights the information shown in this video. Thank you.